Confidence isn't personality, it's practice. If you don't feel confident, it's because you haven't built it yet. And I say yet because it's no better time to start than right now. I'm your host, Ashley, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are joining just myself for a complete solo episode where we're talking about how to develop ruthless confidence in the next 30 days. As I said earlier, confidence is something that is built. Confidence is something that is earned, and it's earned through repetition, through continuously showing up for yourself, even on the times that you don't feel like it, even on the days that you're like, Ashley, I just can't. I've been there. I know what it's like. And trust me, on the days that you're like, I can't do it, but I get up and do it anyway, that builds a level of resilience, of confidence that nobody can take away from you. And that's why it's so powerful. When you build a deep inner confidence in yourself, nothing and no one will shake that motherfucker. Coming from experience, I lost my confidence in myself around a year and a half ago, and no one can give it back to you. You have to earn that shit. And even though I had evidence to suggest that I was confident, and on the outside people thought I was confident, I have hella insecurities, like deep fuckers. I've learned to work with them, and some have just dissipated over time. I have evidence to suggest that that little insecurity that's bugging me in the head no longer exists, or it doesn't need to be there, and that's okay. Some are loud and very much present. But over time, I gained confidence back just by showing up for myself in the moments that I didn't feel like I could, and by implementing these 3 things, which I'm going to share with you. So number 1 is confidence is built, not born. And as I say that, I'm like, well, technically we can be born confident. Like, kids hella confident. They are so confident about anything. It's adults' limitations that then make a child, in my opinion, not confident. So the child then builds confidence through other things, and they become confident, and then something might happen and it might dissipate again. But having internal confidence, to me, is one of the greatest things that you can work on for yourself. Let's use an example here where I could see, if you want to go to the gym and you've decided that you want to do a marathon or lift a 100-pound RDL, you might not be confident in that because you've never done it before. And that's fair, because you have to build to it. You have to build up your confidence to be like, okay, I can start at 20 pounds and then I can do 50. And, a few more weeks later, well, I'm pretty close now, but not confident until I've completed it. That's how confidence is built. Repetition on something over and over again until you do it. Not thinking about doing it, do it. Confident in the fact that I can do it, I will do it, and then I can be like, told you, look who's the boss, right? That to me is unshakable confidence. That's the type of confidence that no motherfucking can rock. Number 2 is keeping promises to yourself every fucking day. Mel Robbins talks about it all the goddamn time, and I think it's one of the biggest areas in which we lack is if you set an alarm, and I'm guilty of this too, for 5 a.m. and you snooze that thing, you just broke a promise to you. I've had clients before, and when I call them out on things, or I'll be like, you promised yourself that you were going to eat clean this week. What happened? And their response was, well, it's not like anybody knows. What? You know. The worst critic in the world. You know. Your best friend, the person you have to spend your life with, you know. I'm a firm believer when you start lying to yourself, it's a dangerous hole to come back out of, because you're trying to understand of what's actually true and what's not. And given that our life is based on our perceptions and our lived experiences, how I will take something will be different to the second person and the third person because of our perception and lived experiences in the world. But the moment I start lying to myself, and this is my favorite example, a woman can get pregnant because she has a uterus. A man cannot. But if you ask some people, they truly believe that a man could get pregnant. In their core, they believe it. Hard fact. You're lying to yourself. That's a lie. You're trying to shift something in science to be like, it's possible. It's not. And you're lying to yourself. So the moment you start lying to yourself about what distorts facts and fictions, truth and not truth, that's a hard evidence, like scientifically backed, I think it's a dangerous game. Number 3 is put yourself into uncomfortable situations. Growth happens from reps. So your heart is different to my heart. So my level of growth will be different to yours based on the things that I choose. I can choose to be around people that are 5 steps ahead of me, or I can choose to be with people who are on the same level or don't want the things that I want. Guilty. Done that. Did that. Won't ever do it again. Like, nope, you can't beg me to. Like, no way in hell. Your family and the people closest to you want you to, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in another episode, want you to be safe. Thus, you cannot take their advice, in my opinion, because they want you to be safe. And sometimes your version of safe is not theirs. Your version of growth is their fear. Thus, they'll try and keep you from it to keep you safe. So with that, I want you to think about things that could be hard for you. Do you look at your life and you're like, I really want to be better at this, but I'm not. I wonder how I could be better. I wonder how I could get better. Maybe you want to be around more athletes in the gym. Maybe you want to be around more wealth. Maybe you want to be around more people who have their own businesses. Whatever it is, insert I want to be around, or I want to go here, I want to go there. Then go there. Find those people, surround yourself with them. It may be uncomfortable at first because you're here and they're here. That's okay, because I guarantee these people will want to help you if you're willing to put in the work. You're willing to put in the work, people that are here will always want to help you every single time. Confidence to me is just not about how we show up for ourselves. It's also how we carry ourselves, which kind of leads into the episode that I did on self-respect. So it's linked in the below. Please go and listen to it. But being able to show up for ourselves in a way that pushes us, extends us, that makes us grow and forces ourselves into the version that we want to be, or the version that we know is within us, capable, potential, all of that, right? It requires a level of sacrifice, but also a level of growth. And you have to be willing to step into the arena, but also to break the ceiling. Break the ceiling. Whatever your ceiling is, break it. I had to figure out what my ceiling was and break that fucker, because I was tired of playing this fucking loop in the same thing over and over again because I was comfortable until I wasn't anymore. I got to a point where I was like, I am not comfortable here because I'm ready to pull out my goddamn hair. So if you can get yourself to that place of, this might be comfortable as in pleasant or nice or whatever, but I'm so uncomfortable because I've outgrown this, I will either be miserable or I have to break the ceiling and be uncomfortable in this ceiling, in this level. I'm uncomfortable either way, but I'll be miserable here and I'll be much happier here. I'm gonna go there. And if you can get to that place, then you're good. Some people though will stay miserable and stay here. You have to break the ceiling and watch your confidence skyrocket. Like when you start doing things that you think you can't do and building repetition, like going to the gym for the first time. I can't tell you the amount of clients that I saw, even personal trainers that I helped build their businesses, from like seeing them go from 3 clients to a full book to making $0 to $10,000 a month on the gym floor is like insane. But it's so builds confidence in the fact that that trainer can now look at their client book and be like, I did that shit, right? I not only started with no clients, I stepped into a field that I've never been before. I've never worked for myself before. And now I'm making more money than I ever have. And I can live the life that I want. That person just built undeniable confidence in themselves just by doing something that was so out there for them. I built undeniable confidence in myself when I moved from Australia to the United States, that I can live anywhere and make it work. That I can pack a bag, go anywhere in the world, and I know that I'll be fine. I built undeniable confidence in myself that I can bounce back from anything, that I can make money, that I can show up for myself in the moments that it's the toughest, that I'll get myself through it. When you build undeniable confidence in yourself, nothing else matters. Not how somebody's criticism or shade or trying to dim your fucking light. Like you stand in your power. To me, ruthless confidence is looking at yourself, looking at your life until this point and being like, okay, where's the evidence to suggest that I have confidence already in something, like whatever it is, right? Showing up to the gym. I am confident that at 6 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday, I will show up to the gym. Amazing. Like phenomenal. So you're consistent in something. You can show up for yourself in that area. Let it bleed into other areas. You show up to your job every day. Amazing. Do you show up to your job on time? Phenomenal. So you already know that you have confidence in certain areas to do certain things. Let it bleed. And if it's not bleeding into the areas that you want, you have to ask yourself why. If you're still not convinced that you have ruthless confidence in certain things, you need to go really in and be like, why or what is it about myself that makes me think I'm not a confident person? Do I lie to myself? Ask yourself that question. I think it's Jordan Peterson who says, lay on the end of your bed, or lay wherever you want really, but lay on your end of your bed and Ask yourself with no distractions, no phone, put your phone in a different room. What is the one thing that I'm meant to be doing right now that I won't? Wait for it to pop, because it'll come. Whatever that is, do it. Do that one thing immediately. If it's you didn't stack the dishwasher, right? Go and stack the dishwasher. If it's you didn't walk the dog, you didn't go to the gym, you didn't call your mom, like whatever it is, do it immediately. Build that inner confidence that whatever that thing is that you're avoiding, go and do it. Build it. And then do it again the next day. What's the one thing that I know I'm meant to do, but I'm not doing? Go and do it. Obviously based on schedule, but you know what I mean. Maybe you're not going to bed on time. Maybe you have a shit morning routine. Like figure it out. Whatever it is that's tearing at your confidence, that's pulling you down, that's making your self-esteem just go to hell, figure it out. For me, my lowest low was 2023 because I had just lost every ounce of confidence, every ounce of self-respect, my self-esteem was fucking shot, and I had to get it back. No one's coming to give it to you, so you have to figure out what it is. What is the one thing that I know I'm meant to do, but I'm not doing? Do it. Is it a hard conversation? Is it you're not happy in your job and you need to quit? Is it you're working too much and you have 3 jobs and you need to quit one of them? Like, figure it out. Whatever that thing is that's raiding your confidence, it has to go. Maybe it's a partner, and that's a conversation. Maybe it's a friend, and the friend has to go. Or you distance yourself, or you have a conversation. Whatever it is, figure it out. Because when you can figure it out to what it is, your life will change. 30 days, work on your confidence in showing up for yourself. Those 3 steps, confidence is built. So build it. 2, keep the small promises to yourself. If you set an alarm, get the fuck up. If you say, I'm going to go for a run, go. If you say to a friend, I'm going to go to a gym with you, go. Every time you tell yourself, I'm going to do something, pretend like you're meeting someone there. That if you don't go, you're letting down that person because that person's you. So if you were going on a coffee date with somebody, you're not canceling on them last minute. You're not just going to be like, oh, well, I just don't want to go. No, you would go. So do the same thing for yourself. Have the same level of respect for yourself that you would have for somebody else. If you say, I'm going to go for a run, go. Because you're meeting yourself there. If you say, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m., get the fuck up at 5 a.m. because you're meeting yourself there. That's how confidence is built. And when you do that for 30 days, it'll bleed into other areas of your life and you'll exude an aura of confidence. I hope you take some level of value away from today's episode. Start implementing those 3 things right now, not tomorrow, not today, not later today. Do it now and come back and let me know how it goes. And as always, please let me know what you think of the episodes. If you love them, hate them, I want to know because it helps me improve as well. Thank you so much for joining me today on today's episode. I'm your host, Ashley, and I will see you beautiful people in the next episode.